And here is a massive opportunity for Ianto. I've talked to Ianto about this a couple of times, and it's something I don't do anywhere near as much as I should either. This opportunity here, onto the back foot, and at this point, he continues back. But imagine what he could have done if he hits this foot here and then pops forward again, or stops. And sometimes that's the key. If you look at what happened earlier where Ianto's rushing in, I haven't necessarily backed off at all. I've actually taken a little half step forward to brace against his approach, but I've held my ground and then moved forward from there. Imagine if Ianto did that in this moment. Imagine if, when we're fighting, rather than continuing that back out, we create another opportunity for ourselves. You can see that my shield is high. I'm going to have to come out of that at some point and expose the top of my head again, because I'm going to need to come and see over the top of my shield, or at least come to an A-frame. But anyone who knows me knows that my defense comes to here. It drops here. My shield edge sits just under my eye. So you know that this part of my head is going to come back out. So Ianto has an amazing opportunity here to bounce off this back foot. So he's on the retreat, lands on this foot, he continues back, and we disengage. But look at how exposed the top of my head is, and look at how exposed I am for an offside. I am really exposed for an offside there. So this is an opportunity for someone. I'm very square on. Like I'm not kind of using my line very well at all. He's created a line shift by actually stepping back offline. So he hasn't stepped back in a direct line. He's actually stepped back on an angle, which has created a bit of a line advantage for him. But imagine if instead of continuing back here, he bounced off that foot and held his ground or stepped forward. That moment there would have created an opportunity for him, possibly, because I may have done something differently, or I may have kept coverage if I saw that he wasn't continuing to retreat. It's a gamble, but it's a good gamble when you can see how well covered your shield is on my sword. Like my sword is not going to be able to hit you there in the way that I'm recovering. Again, it's that risk of I may have done something different, but to bounce forward or to hold your ground at that point may have created that opportunity for him to strike me with a good snap in the top of the head, an offside to the head or an offside to the arm over the side of my shield. And he could easily have come bouncing off that foot. If he'd changed his line, and instead of this foot going back here, if this foot from this position, let's go back, see if we can get that back. So instead of this foot coming back here, if from here he lands on this foot here, sinks into this foot, sinks into the heel here, and regains his balance by sinking into that to just stabilize himself, and then popping off this foot but actually coming this way, he would have created an even bigger gap on here to throw into by coming around my shield. He would have come around this side of my shield and had the potential to absolutely destroy me in that moment. So that is something I am going to have to be very conscious of, is that I'm being a little bit too linear at the moment. So that's great to know, but great opportunity for Ianto.